I want Legoshi and Juno to be a happy couple. That's it. That's all I want. That's it. That's the whole episode, ladies and gentlemen. Wrap it up. That's it. That's the whole thing. What's going on, cool cats? My name is Shoutout, and today marks a super special day. Today marks day one of pretty much anything that I've ever actually done on YouTube. That doesn't exactly include any of the RuneScape videos or League of Legends videos or stuff that I've ever uploaded, but today is the first day that I've ever actually stood in front of a camera to try and do something like a talk show or kind of like a host. I feel like I'm kind of getting Equals 3 vibes, if you remember what that is, but I also don't want to rip off Ray William Johnson directly, but I don't really know what I'm looking for. Really what I've always kind of wanted to do is to do something that's kind of like a Saturday Night Live sort of thing, where it's kind of talking to the audience, but also having fun, doing skits, and just really enjoying ourselves in front of the camera. But I guess we'll see how that plays out as time goes by. For those of you who don't know, my name is Shoutout, and I, unfortunately, am a furry comedian.
What? We have like Midwest
using different furry texts.
Look at that kid
No,
right
he's
there.
furry. You just give
He
me some
still has hope.
hello?
But this is pretty much, like I said, the first time that I've ever actually done anything on YouTube, and I'm genuinely excited to see where it goes. Before, in the past, I used to do RuneScape and League of Legends, like I said before, but this is a new era. This is something that's going to be completely different than anything that I've ever actually done before. But what exactly is this new era? Well, that's a great question, Hyro, I'll tell you. It's uwu-fueled, demoralizing, furry cringe content. And I'm so glad that all of you are in this journey with me. Well, it's sort of like that. If you can't tell, I don't exactly have a fursuit, and me of all people, I don't really radiate ooh-woo vibes. But don't you worry your pretty little head, because I'm about to hit you with some solid 7 out of 10 content. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1, Beastars. Before we begin though, I have 3 things that I wanted to talk about. For one, if you're wondering why I look a little bit different since the intro, it's because I got a haircut, so you may notice my hair looks a little bit different. Number 2, if you're wondering why I'm actually using a handheld mic in 2020, it's because handheld mics are freaking awesome, okay? I love these things, plus I feel like an announcer. And thirdly, I want to give a massive shout out to a good friend of mine, Kagenda's Cosplay, also known as Rurayo. If you don't know who he is, he's a good friend of mine, IRL, who actually gave me this camera. When I posted on Twitter saying I was looking for a camera, he hit me up and said, hey, meet me, I'll give you one. He just gave me this camera, so much love to him. You should check him out on Twitch, you should check him out on Instagram, links are going to be in the description below. I should probably use this hand, links are in the description below. Anyways, here we go, let's talk about anime Beastars. So about a week ago, before I actually started recording this video, I watched Beastars for the first time, and there's already about 16 different things that are wrong with that sentence. For one, I barely ever watch anime. And the reason why is that I'm really weird whenever it comes to this sort of stuff. When I say I get obsessed with anime really quickly, I mean I get obsessed with anime really quickly. I'm super quick to get sucked into anime, and as soon as I get sucked in, it pretty much just consumes everything that I would normally do in a day-to-day life. And because of that feature, I typically won't watch anime all that often because I just genuinely become obsessed. I really won't watch anime that often unless the hype surrounding it is absolutely massive. And to put that into perspective, the last anime that I watched close to release was Attack on Titan, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I, once again, became obsessed with it, to a point that I actually wore an Attack on Titan backpack in my sophomore year of high school. I just get really weird with this sort of stuff. I mean, why do you think my first episode is about Beastars? Secondly, imagine a furry just now watching Beastars. Not a week after release, not a month after release, but several months. And I'm talking like 7, 8, or 9 months. I don't even know when this anime came out originally, but I know it did not come out a week ago. Even a buddy of mine told me he was going to revoke my furry card because of it. And frankly, I don't blame him. Last problem is that I thought there was gonna be like 50 freaking episodes, and there only turned out to be like 11 or 12. If I would have known that there was only going to be like 11 or 12 20-minute episodes, I would have watched it so much sooner. So if you've been living under a rock like I have for the past 8 or 9 months, or whenever how long ago Beastars released, allow me to catch you up on what the show is actually about. Beastars is an anime found on Netflix, and it follows the life of Legoshi, a gray wolf. And I'm not really a simp by any means, but I mean, this cool cat Canine, goes to what looks like a university or a high school and is kind of a loner. It looks like he suffers from depression and doesn't really have that many friends. He kind of keeps to himself. The only difference between me and him is that he's huge.
But Hyro, he's actually a wolf.
On all levels except physical, I am a wolf. The world of Beastars is basically like Zootopia, if Zootopia was R-rated. Carnivores and herbivores live in the same world but kind of live separate lives, as unlike many other TV shows that feature anthropomorphic animals, these animals actually have animal instincts. Can you believe that? This TV show actually focuses on animal instincts. Isn't that just crazy? But yeah, they have primal urges and instincts, and if you don't know what I'm trying to say, let me spell it out for you. There's a food chain, and if you're on the bottom of the food chain, you'll probably get eaten alive. But that's a good thing, because they did it really well. There's so much in this anime that was done well, and so much in this anime that was done perfect. There were so many things that genuinely just grabbed my attention as a viewer and literally just held on to me throughout the entire season. Even just the small stuff, such as how it's actually animated like it looks like it's in a low-quality computer simulation, or how whenever Legoshi gets pissed off, you can actually hear like bone-crunching, heart-pounding sound effects, and how he turns into like this crazy monster. I am in love. But the show also focuses on so much more than just the simple life of Legoshi. It shows love, hate, jealousy, and so many other emotions that actually just a regular human viewer can grasp onto. You meet so many genuinely interesting characters that the artists actually had just taken from the actual real-life animal. Wow, look, they made Legoshi into a real thing. Frankly, this show was absolutely badass. And if I wasn't a furry already, unfortunately, this show would probably have made me one. And now that I say that out loud, I kind of terrify myself of how many people this show probably actually did make into furries.
Well, Hyro, that's not really a problem. We always like having more people in the fandom.
You shut your mouth and let me explain. So here's the thing. Furries are awesome. As we all know, they're loving, generous, kind-hearted people, right? And there are so many different things out there that actually make people into furries. Things like Zootopia, The Secret Life of Pets. Mine was Happy Tree Friends. And this actually explains my point perfectly here. The furries that those TV shows made picked their values and their personalities off of those TV shows and movies, which is kind of why I picked mine from Happy Tree Friends and why I'm kind of an edgy boy. But then you got a TV show like Beastars, and I'm kind of scared about what kind of furries this TV show made. I mean, don't get me wrong, Happy Tree Friends is not the TV show that you first say whenever you say what made someone a furry, right? Obviously, there's a lot of blood and gore and really weird things into those. But Beastars had a lot of stuff, a lot of really behind-the-scenes sort of dark energy where it was bones and death and decay and black market and a lot of weird things that genuinely kind of make me terrified to start seeing more wolves pop up into the fandom. This show was so amazing, but it made me so furious in so many ways.
What do you mean it made you furious? You just spent a whole 5 minutes talking about how it was one of the coolest things since sliced bread.
Once again, you shut your mouth and let me explain. What do you mean you're gonna end the show on a cliffhanger like that? What do you mean you're gonna hit me with all this stuff and emotions that make me genuinely just so curious as to about what character falls in love and why they fall in love and where they go and what they do and I'm okay. The TV show was genuinely rad, and I'm really glad they ended it the way they did, but I am so furious that they ended it the way they did at the same time, because I want to know what happens.
But there's a manga you can read.
No, I want the show! How hard is it to say that I want to hear Legoshi's thick, soothing, leathery voice in my ears at all times? It's not that hard. I was genuinely upset whenever I saw that the show was ending. And to be real with you, it broke my heart when I saw the next TV show that Netflix decided to recommend to me. If you've watched Beastars, you know how the series ends. You know how emotional the ending is, and you are so curious as to what happens, right? But you know what show Netflix recommended to me next? Freaking Big Mouth. Hey buddy, I heard you just got your heart broken. You want to laugh a little bit? No, I'd really like to just to cry and watch the next episode, because I really would like to know what happens. in the next episode. How about I show you a TV show about kids going through puberty instead? I would really rather watch this TV show. I want to watch the next episode, please. It has John Mulaney in it as a voice actor. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. But honestly, for the first time ever, I might actually go out and read the manga. There's not a single anime in the world that after watching it and completing it that I have been so dissatisfied with myself that I have went out to go see if there is more episodes until now. I can barely read a book, let alone a book with pictures. Wait a minute, a book with pictures is easier. I'm actually quite proficient at reading. I guess I can just imagine what Legoshi sounds like as I'm reading. The problem with reading a manga for me though is that here's exactly what's going to happen, and you all know this is exactly true. I'm going to go out and spend money or time finding it online or buying it in a store, and I'm going to read the manga page for page, cover to cover, and then 2 weeks after I finish reading it, season 2 is going to get released on Netflix, and I'm already going to know what's going to happen, and I'm going to be furious because I'm still going to have to watch it. Why does this always happen to me? This is why I don't read books. You know what I really want to know happens? You want to know the one thing that makes me want to know why I want to go out and read the manga? There's only one question that I have for the entire series, and this one question is the one reason why I'm going to go out and read the manga. I want Legoshi and Juno to be a happy couple. That's it. That's all I want. That's it. That's the whole episode, ladies and gentlemen. Wrap it up. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I'll tell you one thing, man, if they don't end up being a happy couple, I'm gonna be furious. All in all, this anime was a killer, and I had so much fun watching it. I genuinely enjoyed every single second of watching it, except for what's-his-face, the deer. I forgot his name. I don't like him. He's a jerk, and I want no part of him. I genuinely forgot his name. But regardless, this anime pulled me in so strongly, that for the first time ever, I actually watched it while I was eating food. What? Yeah, you heard me right. Typically, whenever I go out to eat or whenever I eat something at work, I watch a TV show, but 99.999% of the time, I turn on some mind-numbing, stupid cartoon like Adventure Time or something that I can just watch in the background, because if I miss 5 seconds of Adventure Time, I'm not really gonna care. But for the first time ever in my life, I watched anime, and it was Beastars, and it was incredible. Now, I do want you guys to know this is not an anime reviewing TV segment. I have absolutely no intentions of putting any other anime up on this wall. It's really just something that I wanted to do for the first time because pretty much every single person in the furry fandom actually knows what the hell I'm talking about. All in all, this anime was a solid 8 out of 10, and the only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because I don't know if Legoshi and Juno are getting together or not. Please tell me they are. Thank you, cool cats, for watching. Much love to everybody. Feel free to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you, cool cats, in the next episode. Peace! Oh yeah, by the time this episode's out, I'm probably going to hit 60,000 followers on TikTok, so much love, and thank you, everybody, for that. I really appreciate you. Bye!